What's going on? This is a video response for TysonNZ's most memorable sporting event moment in your life. Mine is going to resonate with one team in particular, one player. It goes by the name of Kirby Puckett. It starts back, I grew up in Minnesota. I've lived here my entire life, so I've been a Twins fan ever since I can remember. And I was 7 years old in '87 when the Twins won their first World Series, and then in '91 I was 11. And I remember in the World Series, the probably the most memorable game of that series, other than, well, Game 7 was really memorable, but to me, the memorable game was Game 6, because I was there. It just so happened that my uncle's company that he works for had season tickets, and the guy who had the tickets couldn't use them that day, so my uncle got the tickets. He brought my cousins and myself with him to that game. We were sitting lower level, probably 13 rows from the dugout. It was quite amazing to be at a World Series that close, that young. And it just so happened that it came down to it, and that's the famous "we'll see you tomorrow night" game. Kirby Puckett hit the home run, sending it into Game 7 the next night, and the Twins ended up winning behind an amazing pitching performance and went on to win the World Series that year. That kind of cemented him as being probably one of my all-time favorite athletes of all time. And then growing up here in the Twin Cities, knowing the kind of person he was everybody who met him could never say a bad thing about him. I was blessed to have actually been able to meet him on the 2 occasions. One occasion was after a game. He actually signed every single person's autograph, everything that every single person there wanted to have him sign. He was there for probably an hour and 15 minutes signing autographs after a game. I have a ticket stub from that game signed by him, and it's framed, and I have it. It's actually in storage because I don't have enough room right now to display everything that I have, but it just so happened that 2 nights later, unfortunately, he took a fastball to the face and got hurt and wasn't able to play, and then the glaucoma came and kind of hurt his chances of coming back into the league, and he never really played again. And then he was always around in the minor leagues, and he was always around in Twins territory, as they call it. And then, that summer, that day in spring, when they said he had a stroke in his home in Arizona, we were shocked. And then the next day of hearing of his passing, and then the Twins deciding that they were going to put on a memorial service for him down at the Metrodome, my friends and I went, paid our respects, and it was a very moving thing. And he continues to do that throughout the years. I was at the last game at the Metrodome this year. They had a countdown to outdoor baseball in the stadium, and in the 7th inning of each game, they would take the number down to say how many games left were in the Metrodome. Now, obviously, the Twins had to play a play-in game against the Tigers, game 163, and then they did make the playoffs, and we had one home game. But this was the last official game at the Metrodome, and it was fitting. They had a ceremony afterward, and to take it from 1-0, they had Kirby Jr., Kirby's son, come in and take the sign down, and then they introduced all the former players and everything, and it was Bert Blyleven, and I can't remember who the other player was, maybe Justin Morneau, in center field, and they held up Kirby's jersey and announced his name, and it was very special, especially for someone like me who grew up idolizing Kirby Puckett. And so that is my memory. It's the '91 World Series, Game 6, and then following up to it, just being a fan of Kirby Puckett. So there it is. See ya.